Welcome back to the Targetmasters Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about Transformers Masterpiece, Targetmasters, and in a way, lack thereof. Now, there's quite a bit. Over half of them either have been made or in the works. But I was surprised by a couple of things. I've kind of kept up with this. I've made videos in the past, but looking over here at Transformer Land, I'm going to follow Transformer Land as a guide for this whole Targetmaster thing. Some figures in G1 started out as regular figures, became Targetmasters. It is one of those strange things that there are both versions out there, and some appear to have no representation in the Masterpiece line. We're going to look at this. We're going to see what's out there and what's not coming up. First off, we're going to start out with G1 Blur, and it just, for some reason, I do believe G1 Blur was one of the ones that was not a Targetmaster at first, but became one. But I think they all have that hole in the center, a 5mm port for his standard gun to fit, is what I'm thinking. But that doesn't really matter when it comes to Masterpiece, because Masterpiece kind of accommodates it all. Alright, so first up with the Blur here, there's Jabber on the left from Fans Toys. Oddly enough, I'm shocked. It's in stock and on sale $171 at Shozy Store if you're interested in getting a Jabber for yourself. And that thing was crazy money before the reissue. And now it's back in stock at $171 on sale at Shozy Store. Also at Shozy Store is the Unique Toys one, and it is $80. $80 if you get the Unique Toys one, and it's also in stock. I missed that. See, I make these videos and I start seeing stuff. I didn't even realize these were both available in there. And that's probably not something that's going to last forever. Remember, TH in the support your favorite reviewer on the main page of Shozy Store if you're wanting to help the channel out. But hey, these are some great figures, both of them. I do like Fans Toys more. And I did recently get the reissue, and it's solid, it's fine, it feels exactly like the original. I don't notice anything different, but I'm thinking about getting the Unique Toys one, but I've only got 4 or 5 more of these things that are coming in that I got to pay off at Shozy Store, and then I can start thinking about picking stuff like this up. But a lot of fun. Both are great if you're interested in this, but I just like the Fans Toys a little bit more. It is twice price. Next up is Crosshairs, and I gotta admit, I searched high and low, and aside from something Hasbro might have made in the recent years, I don't see anything from third party in the Masterpiece scale. Definitely not Takara. So this is one, and I think there's 6 on the list that don't have a representation. And I'm not shocked or anything, but if I missed it, and if I say that there's not one in the works, but you know of a company working on it, and I just don't know about it yet, let me know so I can let everybody else know. But as it stands, I don't know of anyone making this character. Next up, we got Cyclonus. Obviously, Cyclonus is a Targetmaster, but I don't think he started out as a Targetmaster. I think there are 2 versions. I think there's one that was a Targetmaster, like you're trying to get it in the package, and then one that's not a Targetmaster. But I have to admit, I didn't own a Cyclonus till I was in my mid to late 20s. It was late in the game that I got a Cyclonus. And it's just, I never had one as a kid. I didn't really like the G1 toy that much. And I never really went after it, and until I finally got a cheap one. I don't have his Targetmaster though, but I have to say the Masterpiece is where it is. Now the 2 competing companies here, we've got Fans Toys and their Quietus, which is a great figure, and then X-Transbots Elagos. I will say both are excellent figures. I have both in my collection. I do feel like there's just something a little more premium about the Fans Toys, and it's like thinner and sleeker. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like Fans Toys copied X-Transbots 80%. And I've always felt that way, and nobody's going to change my mind on that. You don't have to agree with me, but I have them both, and I've had them both since first release, and I like them both. So with that, I do say that I think Fans Toys is a little more complicated for the transformation, but it gets super, super slim and sleek. It looks good. They both look great. Next we have Hot Rod. I would be remiss if I did not at least show one of them in the package. And the big deal is there's like a difference between a Hot Rod that has a Targetmaster and one that does not. I would venture to say that the one that's not a Targetmaster, it might even be harder to get. I don't even know. I don't know which one's more challenging to get because I'm not an inbox collector. I guess Hasbro listens to George Lucas because it all has to rhyme. They did the exact same thing. Like they had put out, which I think it's the MP28 without the Targetmaster. This one's the MP40. So I had to look it up. MP40 gets the Targetmaster, and I think it's slightly different coloration to it. It's so strange. And I've never heard of this one getting knocked off because I checked and checked and checked and checked and checked and checked and checked. And then Show Z shows a fourth party that's factory leaked version, but I don't believe that's a knockoff. I just think that is Takara dumping ones that didn't meet their quality standards. And yes, Takara has quality standards. Don't say they don't, but yeah, that's what that was. I do not believe it was a true and blue KO, but that one was $78. Next up, we've got Blur and its Targetmaster Haywire. I guess I haven't been saying the Targetmaster names. That was sort of in the plans, but not really what the goal of the video was. The goal of the video is which characters are Targetmasters and made Masterpiece. And Blur is one. Shout out to Dallas Finished Toys Sean out there. A lot of great things going on at Dallas Finished Toys. They seem to be expanding. So on the left, we have the Fans Toys Coot, right? X-Transloss Lock. I think we've talked about these to death. Not much more to say about them. But I will say this. There's two things. Number one, they both came with Targetmasters, which is fantastic. X-Transbots included one to go with your Hot Rod if you were like me and you don't have a Targetmaster for your Hot Rod. I got mine from the X-Transbots release. And so that's a pretty good inclusion. And also with that, I had Coot for so long before Lock came out that in my mind, Cup looked like Coot instead of Coot matching the Cup, and Lock's actually more animation accurate. So the Lock one's more accurate, but Coot, they both look great. They're both excellent figures. Make sure you get the 2.0 of the X-Transbots if you want it to transform. But if somebody's selling a 1.0 for a really good price, just know it probably won't transform. Alright, next up we've got Landfill, who comes with Flintlock and Silencer. These are two of the most bland, and we're going to see a lot of this in this scale of Targetmaster, but very bland, cheaply made Targetmasters, and still cheap to get on eBay, so I mean this is a cheap one, but there's no current representation. Enter X-Transbots. This is Ignite Landfill. Alright, I thought that was just a misspelling. It's Lignite. Like Ignite with an L. Anyway, this is a reuse of the Long Haul, right? Is that what they're doing? And a lot of people are like, well, I missed out on Long Haul. They're reusing this. They're coming up with any excuse they can reuse the mold. They'll probably get you another one out in the green eventually. But I remember seeing this, but not realizing they're doing this to make a Targetmaster, to fill a slot that has not been filled yet. Great idea. And of course, here's the alt mode, and then they make sure that you can plug the guns on the side, guns, and the Targetmasters fit. That's cool. Good idea. This isn't the last we'll hear of X-Transbots, that's for sure. Next up we have Misfire, and the Targetmaster's name is Aimless. Aimless and Misfire. And it brings us to X-Transbots Ballistic, and there's also going to be the toy version, and the colors look very similar to me, only just kind of the tampographics look different, or their stickers. I'm not sure yet till I get mine. Got both of them on the way. They both are going to have their little figure with them, the Aimless and Misfire. And I gotta say that this is really what spurred this video, with me starting to think, what are the possibilities? What else is out there? How long would it be till we get all the Targetmasters? And with that, this really spurred the video. But I'm really looking forward to this figure because it looks good. Now we're on Needle Nose, and Needle Nose has Sunbeam and Zigzag for the Targetmasters, and I cannot find any representation. I was like, shouldn't Fans Hobby have made this? I thought Fans Hobby makes a lot of these jets that look like this, but no, they didn't. So this is not made by anyone that I could find. I even searched for it on YouTube. So I searched up general searches, Show Z. I can't find any Masterpiece version of Needle Nose in the works anywhere, and no videos or anything other than, of course, the G1 and what Hasbro's made. Point Blank, who comes with Peacemaker, is a very cool G1 figure. It's a little bit later in the line, and the thing is that you got to have the spoiler and the Targetmaster, and it is kind of challenging to get complete. It's a cheap figure missing everything, expensive when it's complete with those 2 accessories. Make Toys Contact Shot is the only representation I know of, and the funny thing is that when it first came around, the character was so late in the line, people were still trying to finish their Season 1 shelf when this came out, and people were like, well, I don't know if I want to buy that, put my money to that, because I've got so much to catch up on. Now that most collectors have so much, and they're like, well, I want a different character, this character's really popular. So the reissue was a great idea when Make Toys reissued it years later. You can get it on Show Z store right now, $75. I don't know how long it'll last, but right now, $75. It is a good figure. It looks great. I'm very pleased with mine. I don't really have any issues. And with that, Make Toys Contact Shot. All right, next up we've got a Quake, and this is a figure that they remade at Hasbro in the Titan Returns line, and the 2 Targetmasters are Tip Top and Heater, and I don't see a Masterpiece representation of it anywhere. I looked at all the places. All I see are reviews for this and reviews for the Titan Returns one, but with that, I'm not sure if this character commands its own figure, but eventually I'm sure it'll get made. And the thing is that the Titan Returns one was just a repaint of another figure. Same story for old Quick Mix here. Quick Mix is with Boomer and Ricochet and some really, really cheap looking Targetmasters. I was 100% certain Fans Hobby made this one, and I can't find it. I can't find evidence of it. I don't see it on Show Z or anywhere. I don't see it anywhere that there's a Masterpiece version of this guy. Are we in the obscure of the Targetmasters here? I do a lot of news, and I swear I saw this character getting made by somebody in the third-party range, but I just can't locate it. Now for Scoop. Scoop is accompanied with Tracer and Punch Hole. Now these are small ones. These are small little figures. This is a construction vehicle. And then, lo and behold, when I were to find out who's making it, it's none other than X-Transbots. Repaint another one of their Constructicons. I'm wondering if by the time we're done with all this, if every Constructicon gets turned into something else, G1 to fill a hole, which is smart. Like, why would anyone make a mold just for a character that's kind of a one-off when you can just repaint what you've already got? This is brilliant. It really is. I wouldn't have thought of this. I definitely wouldn't have thought of this. And they did. Keith did. Well, Keith knows how to squeeze a penny, out of a mold. He can squeeze that penny out of the mold. Here is the, speaking of mold, alt mode. The alt mode right here, and of course you get to clip the Targetmasters to the side of it. But yeah, reusing it, that is very intelligent, very smart way to go about it. Next up, we've got Scourge with Fracas, and I somehow think that this is another one that wasn't originally a Targetmaster. Now it is a Targetmaster, or it became one. That's my belief on that one. I truly did not pay attention when I was a kid. And as an adult, I just bought the stuff used for like $5 a figure. So I was not trying to spend too much money on my G1 collection at the time. But let's look at the masterpiece. All right, so we've got Fans Toys and their version on the left, the Inquisitor, and on the right we've got X-Transbots Andrus. And I have to say that they both look good. I give Fans Toys like 15% more than X-Transbots. They did have more time to work on it, but I'm surprised X-Transbots put theirs back out and wasn't really true to the color scheme of the G1. I'm not sure what they were calling this to make it different, but the first one I think is better looking. It looks more like the actual show and the movie. Matches up to the color scheme the Fans Toys went with also. But at the same time, if you already bought the first one, a new color scheme might entice you to buy another one. Plus the sweeps, so you can differentiate scores from sweeps. I could see all of that, but at the end of the day, I like the Fans Toys a little bit more. X-Transbots is good. Either one's fine. They're both shorter than their counterparts of Galvatron, and they're both shorter than any version of Cyclonus because they're supposed to be. And so we got Slug Slinger, and Slug Slinger is accompanied with the Targetmaster Caliburst. And pretty good looking figure overall. The G1 one, kind of simple, kind of plain, nothing really all that major going on. But who's making one, and none other than X-Transbots. You know, it's funny because there's some people that have the hobby of collecting Transformers. Some people collect Star Wars. Some people have the hobby of collecting G.I. Joe and other things. And some people, their hobby is bashing X-Transbots. But you know, all the people that bash X-Transbots all the time, you have to give it to them. They are giving us a lot of characters, filling the gaps. However they come up with, even with that GoBots Psykill that they made, it's not the best because it wasn't intended to be Psykill. It was just a repaint of the Wreck-Gar, but it works and it's good. It's not the best, but it's good. And X-Transbots MX68T Chrome Dome Slug Slinger, and then we have Cone Chrome. So you got the T version, the standard version, and the toy and the regular. Actually, at this point, I don't know. I assume the one on the left is the toy and the right is the standard. But I plan on getting both of them, taking a look at both of them, because it looks like a whole lot of fun. And these are just obscure, and new characters are way more fun than an 8th Optimus Prime. Next up, we have the Decepticon Spinister. Spinister is accompanied by Singe and Hair Splitter for the Targetmasters. But, you know, there's one thing I gotta say about this guy. He hasn't been made yet that I know of. Other than Hasbro making him in, was it Titan Returns? It's maybe sort of recently since then. And the one Hasbro made is really good. But I don't see this anywhere in Masterpiece realm. But this is Spinister, not Spinster. Don't call him a Spinster. That's not his name. Next up, we have Sure Shot. Sure Shot is accompanied by Spoil Sport, and I cannot at all find a Masterpiece representation of this or anything in the works. And I even checked Fans Hobby, yes. Thought Fans Hobby was on it. Here's the thing. Some people might be developing it. We've only seen some pictures here and there, and there's no pre-orders, no way I'm finding it. So if you know who's working on these, let me know so I can keep a little notebook of it. But this is another one of those real cheapo ones. I got in a lot of like 12, 15 figures for real cheap. And so I think I've got one in really rough shape. But I don't have the Spoil Sport. And I don't see any opportunities for the Masterpiece. Same story with Trigger Happy. And I have to say that this is a really cool figure, by the way. This character, the Hasbro one they made was awesome. It was my introduction to the character because I really wasn't going this deep in G1. But I will admit that the Hasbro one they put out in the Titan Returns was awesome. It's a great figure, and my kids loved it, and it was fun. This is a decent one. it's still, you know, it's got that old blockiness to it, not a whole lot of articulation, but still it was a pretty decent figure for the time. Alright, let me know what you think about this video. Did any of this help you? Are you able to fill in some of my gaps? I mean, hey, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything, and I try to stay on top of as much as I can, but I figured it'd be a fun topic to go over what we're seeing out there for Masterpiece Transformers, for Targetmasters. Play Video Hanger out.